Hello, Foxcast. Time for part 3. An alien can make things invisible. How on earth does he do that? Maybe we'll find out in the next part. Chapter 9. Suddenly a light went on in the house, and the curtains were pulled back to reveal Hilda and Ernie lit up like figures in a toy theatre. Splodge froze in fright. He had never seen such a scary sight before. "That's the bottom's hard," he said. "Yes," gulped Sam. He looked down at Splodge, but to his surprise and alarm he'd disappeared. Sam felt very scared standing there all alone in the garden in the middle of the night in his dressing gown and slippers. How was he going to explain his way out of this one? His legs began to shake. Then, to Sam's surprise, he heard Splodge's voice. "Hurry up," he said urgently. "It's invisible time." "What?" said Sam. He couldn't see Splodge, but he could feel something pulling on his pyjama bottoms. "Hurry up," said Splodge again, "or you'll be wham-dangled." It was too late. The back door opened and there stood Ernie in his gumboots and Hilda in her rollers. She looked more frightening than any alien. She was flashing a torch round the garden. "I think it's that boy up there near the potting shed." "Where?" said Ernie. "I can't see anything." "That's because you're short-sighted, nincompoop," she hissed. "If that snivelling, smelly little toe-rag of a boy is out there, he will be in big trouble." "What are you doing?" said Splodge to Sam. "Now, invisible time." "I can't," said Sam desperately. It was then he felt Splodge press something onto his leg, and the next thing he knew was that he was completely invisible, except for his slippers, which refused to disappear. "I think we're seeing things," said Ernie, who just wanted to go back to his warm bed. "I don't see things," said Hilda. "Put your glasses on and have a proper look." "Come on, I don't want to be standing out here all night." All right, said Ernie, taking the torch from her. "Oh, yes, I think I see something, Sweet Pea." "What?" said Hilda, following Ernie. Sam was frozen to the spot. His slippers seemed to shine out in the moonlight like a neon sign. Hilda and Ernie were moving straight towards him. "I just," started Sam. Ernie looked round. Did you say anything, dear?" "Don't be daft, Ernie. Just keep walking," snapped Hilda. It slowly began to dawn on Sam that he really was invisible, and it wasn't his slippers that had caught Ernie's eye. It was the spaceship. Sam started to walk quickly back towards the open back door, his heart thumping so loud he was sure that even if Hilda couldn't see him, she could hear him. He went into the house, Splodge still clinging onto his leg. Once he was safely inside, Sam shut and locked the back door. Chapter 10. Splodge stood in the kitchen, tapping his foot. "See now, you," he said impatiently to Sam, but all that could be seen of Sam were his dressing gown and slippers. Sam himself was completely invisible. Sam was enjoying this, and he was beginning to think that being invisible might just be the answer to all his problems. He would now be able to escape from the hard bottoms and get help. That was until he caught sight of himself in the hall mirror. There was nothing to see. How would anyone know he was Sam Ray if he was invisible? Suddenly there was a loud noise from behind him. Sam turned round to see Splodge fiddling with the radio. Sam quickly turned it off. "Flip knotted, fandangled, need radio," said Splodge urgently, pulling one of his tufts. "Must understand you better." Hilda and Ernie were now banging with all their might on the back door. Sam picked up Splodge and went upstairs to his room, got out his Walkman. Splodge put one earpiece in each tuft, then closed his eyes, folded his arms over his fat little tummy and listened. After a minute or two, he started singing at the top of his voice. "Hip hop, it'll never stop. This planet can rock the stars. Hip hop, it'll never stop. We are the men from Mars." "Not so loud," said Sam desperately to Splodge, who said, "Like the music, dude. It rocks. So tell me, why don't you know how to do visible, invisible? Do you have learning difficulties?" "No," said Sam. "We humans don't do that." He was beginning to feel a little worried. What did you put on me in the garden? He said. My one and only patch, said Splodge. I was going to use it on the spaceship, but when I saw the bottom hard and you not doing anything to escape, I did what any Splodgeddite would have done, helped you out. Because, my H-Bean, you have gone and forgotten how to go invisible. No, said Sam. I keep telling you. Humans don't do invisible. How do you live? Said Splodge with great feeling, as if this was a design fault that should have been mastered years ago. It must be something awful, be seen all the time. It is, said Sam. To a Splodgeddite, said Splodge, yawning, being invisible is like moving Leglot. It's just what we do. Sorry, said Sam. You lost me. Splodge lifted one of his legs and pointed. Leglot. You mean leg, said Sam. Yes, said Splodge. It's easy peasy once you get the hand dangle of it, like learning languages. He was now making himself a bed in Hilda's old sock basket. Next day, when the sun comes up to see you, he said sleepily, I get my spaceship back. Will I be visible again tomorrow? Said Sam, but Splodge was fast asleep. Chapter 11. Sam woke to find he was quite normal again. He brushed his teeth, washed and got dressed, thinking all the time how wicked it would be if he was really invisible, and went downstairs for breakfast. He was surprised to see that there were suitcases in the hall and that Hilda was busy packing tins of food into boxes, which Ernie was taking out to the car. Perhaps, thought Sam, they were leaving and he would finally be able to get away. It was then that he noticed the back door had a panel missing from it. He was about to ask how that had happened, but the look on Hilda's face told him it wouldn't be a good idea. Now listen to me, she said, loading Ernie up with another box. We are taking you to the seaside for a few days, for a holiday. I don't want to go. I can't go, said Sam, feeling panicky. I mean, I don't want to leave my house in case my mum and dad get back and can't find me. He's got a point, lambkin, said Ernie, resting the box on the edge of the kitchen table. Anyway, who's going to water my prize pumpkins? You keep out of this, Ernie Hardbottom, said Hilda firmly. Now you just listen to me, young man. Your mum and dad are not coming back ever. The sooner you get that into your head, the better. Sam could feel tears burning at the back of his eyes. You should be grateful, said Hilda, picking up the metal salad washer and putting it on top of the box Ernie was carrying. That we are going to all this trouble just for you. There's no need, said Sam desperately. Why don't you go and I can stay with a friend? Hilda's face twisted into that of a witch. Sam wasn't going to cry in front of her. He looked again at the metal salad washer. He was sure he'd seen it before. Where did you get this? He asked, picking it up. Hilda snatched it from him. Stop fiddling and get out of here before I box your ears, you ungrateful little scallywag. It was then that she let out a small scream. What have you done to your ear? Nothing, said Sam. Shouldn't boys have two ears, dearest? Said Ernie. Of course they should, pea-brain. She pulled Sam over to the mirror. Sure enough, one of his ears was invisible, although he could still feel it. Perhaps it fell off, said Ernie. I think we'd better start looking for it and then take him into the hospital to see if they can stick it back again. Shut up, Ernie, and take that box out to the car, said Hilda, looking at Sam carefully. Are you playing games with me? She said, reaching out to touch the missing ear. Sam moved away fast. I think Ernie's right. We should stay here, said Sam. Oh, you do you? Said Hilda, folding her arms over her ample chest. Well, I'm not fooled by your little joke. Now get upstairs and pack. By the way, if you see your missing ear, bring it with you. Chapter 12. Sam's only comforting thought was that perhaps it wasn't a dream, in which case he should find an alien called Splodge sleeping in the sewing basket. To his delight and great relief, there he was, curled up into a ball. Good moon to you, said Splodge, stretching out his little arms. We're off! Come down here now, shouted Hilda. Is that the call of the bottom hard? Asked Splodge sleepily. Look, said Sam, I don't want to go, but they're taking me to the seaside, and I can't leave you here all alone. I can't leave my spaceship, said Splodge. So I suppose this is toodaloo. Then I've got bad news, said Sam. It's packed in the car that's taking me away. Hilda thinks it's a salad washer. Splodge sat up and looked at Sam. That's a first-rate spaceship, he said. Hilda's voice had got louder and nastier. If I have to come up and get you, there will be big trouble. Do you hear me, boy? Without another word, Splodge got up, made his way over to the rucksack and climbed in. The one good thing is that you're visible again, he said, making himself comfortable. Apart from one ear, said Sam, picking up his rucksack. What's an ear between aliens? Said Splodge. The Ford Cortina was packed to bursting. Ernie was so small that he had to sit on 3 cushions before he could see over the wheel. Sam wondered why Hilda didn't drive, as she was the one that gave all the instructions. You're going too fast. Keep over to the left. No, you shouldn't be in that gear. All Ernie would say was a feeble, Yes, dear. No, dear. It took the best part of a day to get to Skipton-on-Sea, and when they finally arrived, smoke was coming out of the bonnet of the car. It came to a grinding halt outside a dismal-looking bungalow that smelt of damp and was colder inside than it was out. Why anyone would come here for a holiday was beyond Sam. His heart sank. This will do very nicely, said Hilda. Well, said Ernie, the sea air must agree with our Sam, because look, Sweet Pea, his ear is back again. Of course it is, snapped Hilda. It was only that smelly little toe rag's idea of a joke, and I don't laugh that easily. No, said Ernie, you don't. Ooh, what strange things might happen at the seaside. Let's wait till next time. Bye.